Okay, so this is easily going to be the beast of this series, the one that you're going to want to hang on to the most, because once you have your great video content, you really need to promote it. And in order to promote it, there's a lot of things that you're going to need to do to both drive traffic and to get links, and we're going to talk about those now. So the first thing that I want to cover is really what am I saying when I say video marketing? And what I'm talking about is almost the same kind of stuff that I'm talking about when I talk about search marketing. I'm talking about search as in SEO. I'm talking about email marketing, paid advertising using Facebook's platform, YouTube's platform, advertising anywhere that you can and afford to. Article marketing, social bookmarking, blogging, forums, and all these other methods that we use on a regular basis to promote our websites. We never think to promote video using these. So I want to change your mindset a little bit to make you think that, hey, wait a minute, if I want to get more visibility for my videos, why don't I market them the same way I market my video or my normal content? So first and foremost, the first method that we're going to talk about is using your current assets. So if you have websites, right? If you have social platforms, if you have blogs, turn around and embed your videos on there. Share your videos on there. Put them on Twitter. Put them on Facebook. Use these channels because they're already there. They've already grown. The quickest way to make money is to use what you have. And a lot of people overlook this, but think about it. This is so fast, so easy, and it's shared authority, sharing it across your portfolio. The next one that I want to talk about is guest posting, and this falls into a category of a number of things actually. Guest posting, blogging, blog commenting, all of this falls into the same category for me. Video is unique because it has a really good perception to it, so it has value in and above what an article might have. So a lot of people have a higher threshold to acceptance for an article, but maybe not so high for a video because they're going to get fewer opportunities to ask to share video content. So if you build a relationship with a blogger, so if we're working in that fly fishing niche I talked about, build a relationship with a blogger, then you can ask them when you build a new video, hey, is this something that your users would want to check out? It's a video that I made, here it is. This is an easy, really easy way for you to actually get visibility for your content rather quickly. You can do the same thing if you have your own blog and you're writing about fly fishing, go ahead and embed that video there. But if you want to comment on other people's blogs and say, hey, you know what, that's a great article, I shot a video that talks about this. And I've seen that method being used a lot. The next method that I want to talk about is social networking, or Facebook in particular. Facebook is really cool because as an ad platform, it really gives you the opportunity to target micro niches. And when I say micro niches, I'm talking about really, really, really far down the funnel. So if we're trying to promote fly fishing, you can see here on their ad platform, there's groups that I can promote on that talk about fly fishing frenzy, Albright fly fishing, Montana fly fishing. So I could shoot videos that target these, or I can just go after the broad niche. But I can write an ad and I could send them to a video really, really easily right off of Facebook. And that's really targeted traffic that's going to be cheaper than it is in AdWords. Now, if I want to use free methods, I could do two things. First one is I could establish a group. Now, I'm showing you a list of groups here that are currently on Facebook about fly fishing. Now, these groups are of varying sizes, some in the thousands, some in the tens of thousands. I could actually just go out and join all these groups, or I could pay somebody to join all these groups for me and share my video across them, right? That's one way to do it. Or if you're looking to really build equity, then I'll build the group myself, I'll promote the group myself using Facebook ads, and then I'll share video content across the network. That's a much longer strategy, that's a bigger strategy, and that's something that's going to garner me more long-term benefit. But if I'm just going after short-term benefit, then I'm just going to share across these groups. So I'm going to look for as many opportunities for folks who talk about fly fishing on Facebook to see my video. I mean, tons of video is watched in Facebook. So you want to start thinking about it, like I talked about in the very beginning of this course. Look at the pattern of YouTube usage and Facebook usage. It maps very, very similar, and it's totally opposite of Google. Google's very low weekends, high weekdays. Facebook is low weekdays, high weekends, right? It's that kind of pattern. You got to see it's more social than it is search. Just remember that. Twitter, same kind of thing. It's all about interaction. And I'm going to talk about a tool which really repurposes the idea of sharing on Twitter called viralvideo.name. It's a paid service, but you'll see some ideas in there when we talk about sharing videos and forcing people to share videos or asking people to share videos. Twitter is such a great platform for that, and Facebook is a great platform for that. So if you go out on there and you start to ask for this kind of response, tweet my video, share my video, like my video, these things will get you the response that you're asking for, especially if it's good content. And remember, in all of these platforms, in Facebook and Twitter, use the 80-20 principle. If you have an account where 100% of the time you're promoting your video, then it's not going to work. But if you have an account where 80% of the time you're talking about other things within that niche that aren't yours, and then 20% of the time you throw in oh yeah, and by the way, I made this video, what do you think? Tweet it, share it, like it, whatever. So if you follow this principle, your content promotions will be super effective, and it's not going to cost you very much. It's just going to cost you some time. Now, social bookmarking is another great method, because we are ultimately also talking about traffic and links, and social bookmarking is one of those things that can give you both of those eventually. Now, this is less about rank, right? We're not necessarily talking about rank, but we are talking about exposure, visibility. And if you're not there, your competition is. And I guarantee that if you go across these different social bookmarking platforms, there's groups on fishing. There's people sharing links on fishing. There's probably groups on fly fishing. And these are just some examples of social bookmarking websites. It's not really important that you remember those specific ones because there's tools out there that help us automate this process. So instead of sharing websites now, we're going to be sharing YouTube URLs, or we're going to be sharing videos where we have we're going to be sharing URLs where we have videos embedded. So how do you do this and not sound spammy? Same kind of situation. Bookmark your videos, bookmark other content within your niche, because remember, a business is not built off of YouTube marketing alone. If you build your business and you're doing these tactics, mix it in. Every once in a while, you promote a video versus a piece of content or a web landing page or an e-commerce landing page. It's going to make you look that much more legit to your customers. So in here, you're sharing your YouTube link, you're sharing your website link with a video embedded. You can use a tool like Social Marker to hit 50 of the biggest ones of these all at once. It's an auto poster, you fill it in once, and then you go through and you just submit it to each one of the websites. Great thing to outsource. This is absolutely one of the types of things that I would highly advise outsourcing. Same thing with taking your video RSS feed from YouTube and submitting that. Outsource it. Don't do it yourself. Don't bother taking the time. Go out and find somebody that'll do it for pennies on the dollar and use your time better to shoot more video or to do other tactics that are going to make you more money. Also, email. This is a very much into the use what you have category, because if you have email lists right now, then of course share your videos. We've done emails with videos before, playing the video in the email, driving the person to go view a video, and the open rates and the click-through rates on those are actually quite good. Now the alternative is you could use these videos on your own website to help drive your list. So it can work both ways for you. Now if you don't have a list, JV with someone, and this is where we come back to guest blogging. If you can guest blog with somebody, then when you force them to a website, you can ask them to sign up for your newsletter. Sign up for my email list for more content like this. This is a really good method to both build a list and then learn from somebody else or help work from somebody else to get some of their traffic to your website. Okay, method number 7. Now we're going to talk about Q&A websites. This is a cool one, and this is one that I think is often overlooked. And I talk about this with promoting your normal website, but it can be just as easily applied when you're talking about YouTube videos. So if you want to promote a video, what better to step into a Q&A website? And when I say Q&A website, I'm talking about a site like Yahoo Answers. So if somebody comes in and asks the question, what kind of fly do I use if I'm fishing for trout in a fast-moving river when it's raining? That's a great question to answer if you're somebody who knows a lot about fly fishing, right? So you do a quick video, you record your answer, and you post it up on Yahoo Answers to that person. Say, hey, I've done a lot of fly fishing. This is what I think you should use. And you can show them the fly. If it's a product you sell, send them to your product. That's a really super easy thing to do, and it's super tailored, specific to that person. You can really gain a great reputation in your own industry just by doing this. And this is a free thing to do. You can do this in your spare time. Now, Yahoo Answers isn't the only one either, which makes this great. There's AOL Answers, Wiki Answers, WikiHow, Wikipedia, eHow. These are all examples of websites which people ask questions on, which could be in your niche, which you can answer with video. That allows you to build your channel, build your views, build your rep, and all of this comes back to benefit you with very little time and no money. Next is probably one of the biggest ones, and that's content sharing. Traditionally, content sharing, again, usually means articles, right? Or written content. But think about it more abstractly. How can I apply this to video? So if we have content that we need to share, where do I share it? Same places that I do with my normal content when I want to promote my website. Go to places that allow me to create or upload content to their domain. Web 2.0 type sites. So this is increasing your presence, increasing your brand, and giving you links. So some of these websites are Squidoo, HubPages, Scribe, SlideShare, WetPaint, you name it. There's a bunch of these out there. These are just some examples, though, that you can go through, find the website, build out your own little page or niche page. So if you're building a page about fly fishing because you're in that niche, put your video on it. So when you're doing these tactics to build rep for your website, help build rep for your YouTube videos. So there's some other places to utilize your content as well. Now when I'm doing this, I tell people to start with 10 or 15 articles. When you're starting with these articles, you want to do article submissions, but instead of sending every single one of those articles back to your website, send some to your YouTube page, send some to your channel, send some to specific videos. Actually, a lot of times what I like to do is I'll take 2 links in my About the Author box when I'm doing article submissions. One of them will go to my website, one of them will go to a YouTube video that I'm trying to promote. Now, you could also convert these to PowerPoint files, to PDF files, and leave the links in there to your YouTube videos. So if you're thinking of your YouTube links just like a normal website link, then you're doing things right. You're already on the right track to get more backlinks, get more visibility, and get more rank in both Google and YouTube. Now, using Web 2.0 properties alone is huge, but when we do article submissions, we tend to think of the normal ones like iSnare or Article City, Go Articles, eZine Articles, and now we're at a point where we're starting to see the evolution of these blog networks. The blog networks in particular really lend themselves to things like this. So things like SEO Linkvine is an example. You can go in, sign up for a membership, and every month you get to submit your articles to a number of different blogs within the network. The difference being is that you get to embed video and syndicate that across the network, whereas with eZine Articles or Go Articles, you're just sharing a link. Now this gives you embeds across the network, which also gets tracked by YouTube, which also leads to an increase in sentiment or likability or whatever Google wants to call it, which boosts your rank. So it's not as much of just having X amount of links. You're getting both embeds and links and likes and views and comments, all of these things which lead back to your video. So this is good. This is exactly what you want. Now, article submissions and blog marketing or blog network marketing facilitate the use of video. It's so much easier to do now than it was even a couple of years ago. Now, also there's forums, and forums is a slippery slope for all of us. Forum marketing has proven itself over the years to be super effective at driving links, depending on how aggressive you want to be. So if you want to go out there and you want to spam every forum on the planet, you can get a ton of links. And there's some tools out there that automate this for you, and you probably know what they are. But when you're using video, keep in mind the social aspect of it. If I put a YouTube video and I spam it to all these different websites, those people can come back to YouTube and tell me how much of a scumbag I am. Or they can tell me how much my video wasn't related to their little niche that they're in, and it was stupid and I shouldn't share it anymore. So you want to be really, really walking the line when you start to think about, how do I promote my content on forums because of the active nature and how much these folks want to share. So by nature, they want to share, they want to talk, so they're going to want to resist if you're doing things that they don't like. Now, I'm not saying that forum marketing can't be great. It can be super powerful. So when I think about outsourcing forum marketing, that's when I start to think about, I want to hire somebody from the US. Maybe I want to hire somebody who's retired who's super into fishing. Maybe I want to hire, a mother that's working from home because she just had a baby. Those are the type of people that I want to hire, or a college kid. I want to hire somebody who's from the States, who's going to actually go through, read every post, and then post something that's super relevant to the forum, because that's what I need. And then every once in a while, I'll mix in a video, I'll mix in a link. I just rotate it in, just like I do with my other content. So if you look across these 10 methods, I think by and large you probably have everything that you really need in reality to get quite a bit of traffic to your videos, to your website, but also to get off the ground without spending any money. So people always ask the question, how much is this going to cost me? How much is this going to cost? Well, this doesn't cost you anything but time. So if you look across these 10 methods, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, pick 1. It doesn't really matter, but go ahead and do it. Take your video, apply the method, and do it, and you'll be surprised at how effective it is. Just do social bookmarking. Just do Q&A sites. Outsource one of these, and you do one of the other ones. But at the end of the day, you'll see how much more effective both your video content performs and how effective it is at getting the ranking to increase for your videos and the views and the comments. You'll be super surprised once you actually start to apply this. So hopefully we're at a point in the course now where we're not talking anymore about how do I get people to my videos. Now we're talking about how do I apply this, how do I make more money from these.